This is better than what we thought, and it's only the beginning. Over the summer, the Dallas Mavericks had a huge problem that they had to solve, and that was the point guard position. As we all know, Kyrie Irving is recovering from his ACL surgery and will most likely miss the majority of the season, as at the time of this recording, we don't have a timetable. There currently is not a timetable for Kyrie Irving. And after Kyrie Irving re-signed with the Dallas Mavericks on a very team-friendly deal, we had just enough money left over to go out and get D'Angelo Russell. And to a lot of Mavericks fans, they were a little bit mixed feelings about D'Lo. Is he that good? He just played with LeBron and he played bad. Why does Nico want to get all these ex-Lakers on the Mavericks? A lot of fans had their doubts about D'Lo, but after his Game 1 performance in the preseason, a lot of Mavericks fans are changing their tune. So in this video, we're going to take a look at D'Angelo Russell, see how well he played in his first game with the Mavericks, as well as go over an article that really breaks down the things that no one's talking about when it comes to D'Lo. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 21,707 subscribers. We're getting so close to the start of the regular season. And if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related for the live streams, the watch-alongs, the news vids, and everything else in between, make sure you subscribe. But a lot of Mavericks fans really weren't liking the signing of D'Angelo Russell. To a lot of people that haven't really watched D'Lo, they just remember him as that one player that played with the Lakers. He got traded from the Lakers, and then he went back to the Lakers, and then he's no longer on the Lakers. Getting traded a lot in his career, somewhat of a journeyman, where a lot of people don't think that he can be that good of a point guard, or at least lead a team to a championship while being their point guard. We all know that without Kyrie Irving, you really can't go out in free agency and just find a Kyrie Irving replacement, but instead you get a few point guards that can hold it down, and combined they somewhat make up the production of Kyrie Irving. But I truly believe that D'Angelo Russell is a lot better than what a lot of people think, and after his first game with the Dallas Mavericks in preseason, I think a lot of Mavericks fans are changing their tune. If we take a look right here, D'Angelo Russell was able to do this in just one half in his Mavericks debut. 5 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. He was 1 of 3 from 3. He made both his free throws. The best is yet to come. Now, this isn't some crazy blockbuster stat sheet where it's like, oh man, D'Angelo Russell dropped a 30-point triple-double. Oh, no, it's not that at all. But if we use game 1 of the preseason as an indicator of how good what D'Angelo Russell can be for the Mavericks, then we are in good hands. If he does 5 and 5 on any given night, at the very least, he's responsible for 15 points for the Mavericks on very good efficiency. Yes, 1 from 3 from 3. We want to see more. We want to see more efficiency, and I get that. But if that's the only thing that we can take away from game 1, then I'm totally fine with that. There's a lot of playmaking that D'Angelo Russell brings to the Dallas Mavericks, as in game 1, we saw him do a reverse pick and pop with Anthony Davis. We saw him play great chemistry alongside Max Christie, getting him the ball every time he cut to the basket, making sure Clay was getting the ball. He was distributing the ball very efficiently. He was a floor general, playing well within himself. And I'd argue that a lot of Mavericks fans have a little bit of PTSD from Spencer Dinwiddie, where he tried to play above himself, try to play and do more things than what we're asking him to do. But with D'Angelo Russell, that won't be the case. He's playing alongside Cooper Flagg, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, soon to be Kyrie Irving. He has bigs like D-Live and Gafford. He doesn't have to do everything or try to do everything when he has all these weapons at his disposal. If we take a closer look at those stats from his first game, D'Angelo Russell's 25-26 season projection via Basketball Reference, and is just a projection, but according to Basketball Reference, he should be averaging about 18 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 1.2 steals, and half a block per game. That's pretty good for somebody that's going to have to hold it down till Kyrie comes back and will have to then come off the bench, where D'Lo off the bench alongside PJ Washington, Najee Marshall, and Gafford. That looks pretty good to me. D'Angelo Russell is in a very good situation where he's on a 1-year deal with the Mavericks, very, very team-friendly deal, but obviously it's for a bigger contract. It's a 2-year deal, but obviously the second year he has an option which he would most likely pick up and try to get a better contract, depending on how this season goes. And so far, a lot of people are excited for D'Angelo Russell. They see the playmaking, they see the court vision and the basketball IQ, and the defense isn't as bad as everybody tried to tell me it was. At least there was effort there. And with the Dallas Mavericks and our whole new coaching staff and schemes that we're obviously going to be implementing, the defense will help itself. If there's one person that's not the strongest defender, all right, cool. There's someone else right there to help. There's someone else hanging back. We have all of our bases covered, but obviously time will tell. But if we take a look at an article that came out just the other day, Mavericks find perfect role for D'Angelo Russell after brutal summer scaries, and the article as follows. Saying, after a long wait, Dallas Mavericks basketball is finally here after tipping off preseason basketball against the Oklahoma City Thunder. With a limited number of players available on a back-to-back, the Mavericks took complete control of the game early in the night. But the real headlines were decided in the first half when newcomers Cooper Flagg and D'Angelo Russell displayed just how good they can be in Dallas. While many eyes were on Flagg as he made his preseason debut, plenty of attention has been on Russell throughout the offseason, as the Mavericks season could be potentially hinge on just how impactful he can be. Not only do the Mavs need Russell to be an above-average defender due to their lack of presence of defense at the point of attack, but Dallas also needs Russell to be an impactful playmaker, which he showed against the Thunder. And like I said, the defense, not the absolute best, but it's not like a Spencer Dinwiddie or even a Jaden Hardy. There was effort there. He was trying, and he didn't give up too many points. Now, obviously, it's just preseason, and it was against an Oklahoma City Thunder that was playing their third strings. I totally get it. But at least from the way things looked, we didn't look like a complete mess. Obviously, a real test will come when we're up against one of the best teams in the league, where we will see how good we are. But at least early on, there's nothing to worry about. We saw how the Mavericks fixed a lot of their problems that we already see fixed as far as our free throws. We only missed 3. We're 19 of 22, 19 of 21 on our first game. We also fixed PJ's handles where he was actually in control of the ball. And now we have a point guard who can fix a lot of the lack of playmaking and hopefully the lack of point of attack defense, and those are the things that the Mavericks have struggled with over the last few seasons, and we're finally fixing those. But the article does continue saying Russell hushes doubters quickly after displaying his newfound role. Since the opening seconds of free agency, fans and the Mavericks knew they needed to acquire a guard who had the capabilities to score in bunches and run Dallas offense. With this in mind, the Mavericks made it clear that they wanted Russell after passing up on multiple players, including Chris Paul. Now that is very interesting because a lot of the reports that we got showed that Chris Paul was going back to LA. He wanted to be on the Clippers. He wanted to be in California. It wasn't us, it was him. But if we did pass up on many players, including Chris Paul, for D'Angelo Russell, that just shows you that that was the better fit. That D'Angelo Russell has a chip on his shoulder after being traded around all throughout the league where he can't really find a team long term, where he was out without a contract. He chose the Dallas Mavericks. He chose to bet on himself, and he is motivated more than anyone to prove to the league and to himself that he belongs. And it starts with games like the other night against Oklahoma City Thunder's third bench and third stringers. I mean, we totally get it. It wasn't a high-stakes game. But if you're going to take every game that serious, even when they're playing with some of their worst players, none of their good players are playing, but if you take those games serious and you're really trying to just show everybody what you can do, then just imagine D'Angelo Russell when it's Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals, where it's the Dallas Mavericks and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Will D'Angelo Russell deliver? Will he step up to the moment? Will the lights be too bright for him? Or will he, along with everyone else on the team, come together in a concerted effort to make sure that we're winning the most games possible? But the last thing that we're going to take a look at in this article, right here, saying, while Russell's career has been filled with peaks and valleys, last season was possibly the lowest point in the 10-year vet's career. After losing his role entirely with the Los Angeles Lakers, Russell would be shipped to an unimpressive Brooklyn Nets team where he would continue his downward track. In his time with Brooklyn, Russell would have flashes of his old self, but the bottom line was that he was teetering on the line between being out of the league in a few short seasons or having an impactful role in the NBA, which he proved in his first preseason start with the Mavericks. In the opening minutes, it was clear that Russell prioritized his planning and handling over the offseason. It paid huge dividends for the Mavericks with their fluid offense in their first preseason game. Traditionally, teams start the season slow and clunky, but due to Russell's innate passes and ability to direct the Thunder's defense, the Mavericks quickly jumped out to a large lead. And that was one of the things I was very impressed with the Mavericks overall in their first game. Now, yes, again, the Thunder were not playing their best players. But what I did like from the Mavericks is that when we had the lead, we never lost the lead. Sure, the Thunder tried to make a few comebacks, but it wasn't enough, and we were in control the entire time, and I truly do believe that starts with your point guard. That starts with the man who's bringing the ball down, orchestrating the offense, getting guys set up, making sure that we're running in transition, that we're getting stops on defense, that will create opportunities on offense, that will help us maintain leads and win games. There's a lot going on with the Dallas Mavericks, especially with the point guard position, because even though D'Angelo Russell looked very good in Game 1, it's not set in stone that he'll be a starter. There is Dennis Smith Jr. There is, I guess, still Dante Exum, even though he still hasn't practiced or played. There's still Brandon Williams and I guess Jaden Hardy as well that are all fighting for minutes in their role. D'Angelo Russell obviously looks a lot better, and he has the experience to easily be our starting point guard. But he has to continue putting in that effort, putting in that drive, wanting to win games no matter what. And if he can do that, the Dallas Mavericks are definitely in good hands. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that D'Angelo Russell will definitely be the difference maker being our starting point guard? Or you think that he's just going to be another Spencer Dinwiddie where you look pretty good in the beginning and then you just kind of embarrass us until we get someone better, until Kyrie Irving comes back? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We can have a conversation about it. But that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you for making part of the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. And as always, y'all take care, drink water. Peace.